What's going on this morning, family? Black Phoenix checking in with you, owner of Hog On Welding and the founder of Welding and Hip Hop. And I wanted to talk to you about how to buy your first 110/120 welder. So I think it's very important to talk about this because MIG welding has revolutionized the way to make money um, with welding, to be more faster, to be more equipped, to be able to do more in one time, to be able to kill several birds with one stone, um, to be able to have a more cleaner process, faster process, more economical. MIG welding technology is awesome. But one thing that I love about the MIG welding process is that you can use flux core, and flux core is great. So for those who are not familiar with it, I think you should get familiar with flux core because flux core has revolutionized the MIG welding process due to you can be able to weld um, a little hotter with the flux core. Flux core is kind of like burning a rod and wire, so it's a great asset. But one of the first things you need to realize when you're purchasing one of these is how to do it. What do you need? So I would say do your research first. Do some research. Right now, I'm gonna put a link inside of the video once I'm done to show you the top. I think it's the top five or the top 10 MIG weld. I think it's the top five for 2020 right now. And to believe it or not, Lincoln hit it, and I think Hobart hit it. And I like the Hobart welder. Once I did a little bit more research, the Hobart welder is a great welder to buy. So for those who are asking me for my personal opinion, who want to go on a budget and want to buy a used welder or new, to me personally, I think if you don't have it getting started, I think you should buy a used welder. I think if you have it getting started, I think you should buy a used good welder than trying to buy a new cheap welder. Maybe one that's not as sufficient as what you need, and you spend this money, and then you realize, well, the one I need was three, four more $100, but you could have probably got it for the same price. You just bought the new welder that you really, it helped, but it wasn't the one that actually could have stand up through the test of time. So you want to get something that can help you make money. You just don't want it to look all nice and pretty in your shop. This one actually, I'm gonna tell you a story about this welder, and I have a few videos about this welder. But this welder, I spent, I want to say $300 for this welder, or 250. It wasn't over three. It's because it's been a while since I bought it. But this is a SP 135T. It's a NASCAR performance edition, and it got a little, see, as you see, it got a little paint and stuff on it and dust. But as you see, if you look in here on it, it's 90 amp, 20% duty cycle. It's 120 volt, one phase, 60 hertz, 20 amps. Okay, right now I got it set on C because I was doing welding, I believe 14 gauge, and C welds good with 14 gauge. It's not too hot and it's not too cold, and that's just my preference. Now I had the machine set on 2, which the wire speed isn't coming out too fast and it's not coming out too slow. That's my preference. Majority, I don't have it no more than about 2.5. It just depends on, what I'm doing. But the cool thing about this welder is I bought this welder used. I done had this welder at least, I done had this welder at least 4 years. So at least 4 years, or a good 3 years for sure, I'd have had this welder. And I have made tons of money with this welder, thousands of dollars with this welder, and I'm not exaggerating, like thousands of dollars with this welder. And I bought it used. Now, when I bought it used at the time, I could have actually bought a new welder, but for what I needed, and knowing what I needed, that's another good thing because how to buy your MIG welder, you need to know what you're going to be doing. You need to know what type of process you're going to be doing. You need to know what type of welding, who are your clients, what are you going to be doing with this machine. And to me, to be on the safe side, if you're going to be doing something from home and you don't want to have a lot of strain on your electricity bill, or a lot of um, extra cords or whatever, or generators, going with a 110, 115, 120 unit, in between, is a great choice. Now, um, you have to make sure you get the right ones, because if you get the wrong one, it can just gonna cause you a headache. So you want to get something that has actually stood the test of time. And if you can find that unit used, I will buy it. And I'm gonna say why you buy it used, because a lot of times you'll get a unit from someone that maybe used it around the garage a little bit, and they didn't really put no strain on it. And you know, they like, I'm not really using this. They usually willing to take a lot less than what they paid for it, because they paid for it new. So, if I'd have bought this machine new, I think this machine probably been, at the time when it came out, probably been, I don't know, between $600 and $800. So I paid $250 to $300 for the machine, and I still have got the same um, use out of it. Now, it ain't all pretty, it done been through some better times. I had a little paint, something get on it, but I try to make sure I keep it together. But little stuff get on it, man. And to me, I think it's just character. You know what I'm saying? It just, it done went through something, but I try to take care of it. I try to keep it up. I got screws in to keep things together. But I think that the deal is to utilize what you got. It's all about utilizing what you got and then maintaining it. So knowing what to get, buying used, is very valuable. So, in my personal opinion, um, if you're going to buy a new unit, and it's going to be, I would at least get a 140. The 125s, after doing my research, you can only do, the thickness of it isn't just, I'm not happy with the thickness of what it can weld and the performance that it gives. I think you get better performance out of one that is at least a 140. These are 135s. They perform like a 140. So if you can get one of the older SP 135s, they'll last. Like, this is a good welder. And they got, Miller had one to come out with this, and I think, in my personal opinion, Lincoln did better than theirs and the performance wise. But now Miller got one that'll blow this one out the water. But you know how they go. You get better with time. So if you just want to go with a decent brand and not break the bank, um, Hobart got a great one. That Hobart 140 is great. Like, I did a little research on it myself. And after doing the research on it and checking it out, man, I was blew out the water, because what it can do, gas, hard wire, stainless, flux core, and you can be able to work it from your garage. You can take it out to do little small jobs, fix the gates, fences, whatever, and you can get money with it. And so I think it's important to think about what you're going to do when you're buying it, but make sure you get something that's been tested. Like I say, I'm gonna put a link in here so everybody can get what they want to get. But so a few people just asked me personally. Um, I bought the Lincoln because I knew the Lincoln brand. I knew, I had been familiar with using a few of them, so I knew what I was getting myself into. So I knew which one to get to save me some money and kill several birds with one stone. And that's what you want to be able to do. Um, I think you should get a machine that can at least weld a 1/4 inch, and that's why I say a 140. Least, because to me, you're gonna be in between, 22 gauge, 11 gauge, you know, on a rule of thumb majority of the time, when you're doing small fabrication from the house. But to be able to do 3/16 is great, because you can get, I do my structural frames are 3/16, and I can use this wire welder without burning a stick or out using another, higher amperage machine, and I can still have a strong, solid weld. So knowing that helps the process. So how to buy it is knowing what you're going to need with it, knowing what process you're going to do with it, and at least get something where you have more flexibility. Don't get something where it's just going to kind of put you, put your back against the wall. You know what I mean? Get a machine that's going to allow you to have flexibility so that way you can even grow with it. So if you want to have one, the MIG welder, 'cause they got the ones now, they got the 110. I think the whole bar actually got a hookup on the newer ones that can go from 110 to 230 or 220. So that's a plus. So if you want to amp up the power, you can. You see what I'm saying? But it all depends on what you're trying to do. But to me, I think you should keep it simple. I think you should buy used, even if you got the money starting out, because you don't really know. And it's cool to have a nice, pretty machine, but you're gonna get this machine dirt. You're gonna work it. So, I have seen guys start construction, uh, independent contractors start, they'll get equipment and they'll put it in their truck and they want to make sure it looks good the whole time they're doing the job. I'm like, hey man, we're gonna work this or we're gonna babysit it. You know what I'm saying? What are we gonna do with this? So I just want to say, man, I think that you should think about what you're gonna do. Um, get something that's affordable within your budget, but it's better to buy used. Like, don't get caught up with thinking that if you buy something used, it's not going to be as good, because that's not the case. You know what I mean? Um, Buying something used can mean it's been tested, it's been proven, it's been tried. And a lot of times you can buy, if you buy it right, it can not really have no damage on it, not really have no wear and tear. I didn't bought this machine, like I say, no, over 300. I didn't at least had it knock it on 4 years, three good ones for sure. So what you can do with it is unbelievable. Now I'm about to get ready to upgrade and get another one. I'm still gonna keep this one until it actually go out. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I'm gonna work it until it stop, and once it stop, I get rid of it. But it helped me start my independence because I got something used. I could have got something new, like I said, but I just wanted to go a different route. So I think if you know what you want, if you starting your independence from your shop or using your car or using your truck or using your SUV, hey, this little welder right here, man, having little welders like this, that, like I said, that the Hobart 140 and the Lincoln 140 is good too. Both of them, to me, my personal opinion, I like both of them. The 140 Lincoln and 140 Hobart. Miller got one too. So it just depends on what you want. But having a little buzz box is what I call these. I call these a buzz box. Some other people say, nah, that's not a buzz box. That's a whatever. That's just what I call it. I'm from the South, so I'm gonna keep them all in that same category. If it's small, it's a buzz box. You know what I mean? But having a good one, knowing how to buy it, and knowing to be able to use wire, flux core, gas with it is a plus. I can use gas with this one. So, so if I need it, I can use the gas with it. You know, it got a breaker in it. So, I think that when you're buying something, you should just think about your process, what you're gonna do. Um, do you want to just look good in your garage when someone come over there? Do you want something you can actually work and get some money with? You know what I mean? So Harbor Freight got some good welders. A guy asked me, man, you buy one? Yeah, I would, but don't get the cheap one. You know what I'm saying? Don't get the cheap one. They actually, I think if they sell the whole ball one, if that, I think that's one of their brands that they sell in there. And they got another one that's in there, that's just like that one. Um, I don't know the name exactly, but I think it's in this link that I'm gonna put in this video so that way you can check it out. But there is a good wire welder. So people say they want to do the stick, and that's cool. Get a stick too. But if you want to be economical, if you want to make money, if you want to be able to go faster, move faster, make a quicker weld, move to the next one, get you a buzz box, get you a little welder, a little 140, a little 135, something that you can actually get some money with, something that you can actually weld at least 3/16 to a quarter with. You don't really want to get trapped in the box. You want to get something you can be flexible with and actually grow a little bit. So when you're buying these, think about that. Think about what you're going to be doing with it, and buy used, man. Um, then once you figure it out, then go buy you something new after you didn't use and improve your used unit. Like I done made so much money I could have bought. It helped me buy my new unit, my gas unit with this one, and I'm still using this one, and so use it till you can use it, get all you can get out of them. But I think that it's important to buy used ones because it gives you the opportunity to learn the machine, to learn the fundamentals, to learn the basics, how to operate it. And so when you do go get the new one, you'll know how to use it. You'll respect the machine more. You'll know how to maintenance it. The full nine. And you won't get so caught up in eerie by spending so X amount of dollars, and you got to replace this, and you feeling like, man, I just bought this. Hey, it's okay. That's going to happen when you're building your independence, when you're buying things and you're working on how you're going to do things. It's going to happen, man. So don't get caught up in that. But what I would say is keep all your options open, all your options open, and know what you need. And in my personal opinion, I would say if you're going to buy a MIG welding machine, get a 140. Get a 140, get a 140 at least. That way you can really be able to be flexible, in my personal opinion. Hold on.